So really,
at 14, then it's Baltimore, and they have to get some kind of pass rush. And I think the two ways they can think of this is either they get whoever's the top edge rusher. If you didn't listen last week, I would recommend going back because we ran through all of the edge rushing class. I think we actually did a separate show on the edge rushing class. We've covered them in detail. You know, if Jermaine Johnson is there, whoever they think is one of those top guys, they will get a player who is top 8 on their board at that spot for sure, because of the quarterbacks that will go beforehand. Or you say we get Jordan Davis, and the idea is now Mike McDonald comes in, he's not running the system of before where it's going to be zone pressure heavy. He is pretty much we play man coverage, we send 4 pass rushers, so he probably wants a prototypical pass rusher there. But you could go get Jordan Davis and say we're running all the zone pressures, the creepers, all the college style stuff, and he's going to be the guy who gobbles up all the blocks and makes life easier for everyone else. And obviously he's a menace on first down. Would you kind of do the great interior guy that helps everyone else out, or would you just say go get the best edge rusher?
I mean, Jordan Davis is almost a show in itself in terms of discussing where we both stand on him, because I'm pretty sure we've got some interesting opinions on it. I mean, the guy that we've just highlighted for Minnesota, Karl Aftis, you know, you kind of think, I know it's not a Wink Martindale defense anymore, but he just screams to me Baltimore Ravens player. Yep. Do you know what I mean? In terms of that high effort kind of, same with Jermaine Johnson. I'm not sure if Johnson is there, but to me, you know, those two would be absolutely screaming out to be Ravens players, and I just think they're, you know, they just fit in perfectly in terms of what the sorts of players that John Harbaugh looks for in terms of effort, in terms of energy, in terms of hustle, in terms of flexibility, and in terms of that kind of off-field leadership, the stuff that they really crave down there. So to me, that would be, you know, I think if either one of those was on the board, I think that's where I'd be looking.
The thing that they need desperately, I did a show with Spencer Schultz, who covers them. I talked about this thing where there's like universal truths you just believe in sport, even though, you know, a lot of intangible stuff people think is horseshit. But the idea of certain football clubs develop young players, right? It's like this DNA nonsense that like every organization you walk into now, they talk about how they have a DNA, and you're like, I didn't know Stoke had a DNA in playing football. where would you put the Stoke way?
Scunthorpe United's DNA. Yeah.
But with the Ravens, like, obviously it was always having a good defense, but it was always a violent defense, and they don't hit anymore. It's the most bizarre thing in the league. They became such a passive defense because of the style they were trying to do, which is very zone pressure oriented, that they just had always guys moving backwards, and they lost violence. So they need to get someone who's coming in who they know it wants to get after it, basically. Yeah. I'm not quite sure the dip and rip style of pass rusher, who it's a bit more technical, fits them. That's where Karl Aftis, I think, is perfect.
Yeah. Shane, there's not two Karl Aftis. Karl Afti? Would you call them the Karl Afti?
Karl Aftis.
We could share him between the Vikings and the Ravens.